Here are the facts as I understand them, as regards what happened yesterday. A Boeing 787 Dreamliner took off from Addis Ababa and headed for Togo. I wasn't quite sure where Togo was. Sounds Pacific, you know. No, that's Tonga, you see. So I looked it up. West Africa, yep. Sounds sort of Pacific, you know. Togo. Anyway, en route to Togo, this aeroplane was hit by lightning. But it wasn't shot down. Now, it came to pass that we were to discover that the people of Togo, the good people of Togo, were to make a judgment that a god or an evil spirit fired that warning shot across the bows of that Ethiopian Airways jet en route to Togo, because when it landed, the people of Togo called the authorities in, and they gathered around and cleansed the aeroplane of evil spirits. However, in whatever way they do that, you know, I doubt that it's pinocling. You know, it'll be chanting and all that sort of stuff. I understand that stuff because I'm a Catholic. We do that sort of stuff too. Okay, so in their minds, you know, some sort of African god, I'll just call him Zeus, even though that's not an African god, as far as I know, fired a lightning bolt at an aeroplane, but interestingly didn't shoot it down. And I think that's important. I'll come to that. Now, all right. Now the Ethiopians were quite pleasant about it. Apparently, they let the Togolese authorities bless their plane, you know, cleanse it of evil spirits. But my thought is that the police are on their way. You know? No, my thought is that if we were to ever send an aeroplane to Togo under those sorts of circumstances, and it were to get hit by lightning along the way, but not shot down, please don't cleanse it of evil spirits when we get there. So, Qantas aeroplane lands at Togo Airport, International Airport, and don't cleanse it. And I've got a reason for saying that, even from a superstitious perspective. And we're speaking the same language here, a Catholic to the Togolese, because I think it's worth noting that it wasn't shot down. So what was he doing, Zeus, or Zeus Ogo, or whatever your god is called, you know? I should call him God, but let's call him Zeus. What was he doing there, you know? Well, he had no wish to kill everybody. You know, we're entering into the, you know, I can actually redo this sort of episode from a total atheist point of view, but that's a whole other episode. But from the perspective of this episode, he didn't want to kill all on board. So what was he doing? One way or another, I say that he was attention seeking. He wanted their attention, but he wanted them to not die, but he wanted everyone's attention. And I think gods are like children in a way. If you give them that attention, they will keep coming back with more stuff, looking for more attention. And I think history has proven this. If you start, you know, praying to the gods, cleansing airplanes of evil spirits, renouncing devils on your deathbed and all that sort of stuff, you know, which is, someone argued once that that's a bad idea. You know, it's not the time to be making enemies, because, you know, until you're certain that God has accepted you into heaven, don't start renouncing devils on your deathbed, because, you know, hedge your bets. What have you got to lose? Because you might have to spend the rest of your existence with this guy. Not the time to make enemies. But the gods, I think, are attention-seeking babies, really, and my evidence for that is take Qantas, for example, never lost a passenger, and I think it might be the only major airline that has never lost a passenger. And yet, most of the other airlines in the world, I mean, think about all the, the really devout countries who have airlines, all the Muslim countries and all the deeply Christian countries, like Ethiopia, for example. Every country in the world. The deeply, deeply superstitious Americans, the United States of America, the only Western country that's deeply superstitious. About Christianity and all that sort of stuff. My country, my Jesus, and all that stuff. Well, all those superstitious countries have lost passengers, aeroplane crashes and all that sort of stuff. Qantas has never lost a passenger. And yet we are a very unreligious country here in Australia. And I think that has paid off. Because the gods, if you believe in them, if you don't believe in them, that's fine. But if you do believe in them, the gods just gave me COVID, The gods are like children. If you give them any attention, they'll want more. Now, you can't appease them and you can't please them. So what you have to do is ignore them. That's what you do with children. And I think we've done that in Australia. We've never blessed an aeroplane, I'm sure. Look, we've probably blessed them, but we've never tried to cleanse an aeroplane of evil spirits. And by completely ignoring all that stuff, I think that the gods have moved on to all these other countries who are paying attention to the gods. I think we're the proof, that you should ignore bad behaviour like that, because I think throwing a lightning bolt at an aeroplane, just to, well, there's two levels there. You can either kill everybody, that's really bad behaviour, or you can just scare everybody. And that's bad behaviour too. But you're giving the gods what they want, I think, by cleansing the aeroplane when it lands of evil spirits. And I think Qantas is the proof that it's probably not a good idea. If you do nothing, the gods will move on. If you go cleansing, you're going to be cleansing it every time it lands. You're going to have the authorities out there, the priests, the Togolese priests out there on the tarmac every day for every aeroplane that comes in soon enough, if you keep giving the gods attention. So that's my thoughts. And there's another layer to it anyway. Even if you don't want this unwanted attention of the evil spirits coming back all the time, there's another angle to it. You could make the evil spirits angry. That's a whole other layer. Like can you imagine this from the perspective? And now the evil spirits clearly have powers. Even the Togolese authorities agree with that. They claim that the gods fired a bolt of electricity at that aeroplane. So they believe the evil spirits have powers. Okay, then they cleanse that aeroplane of evil spirits. Well, isn't that just asking for the next aeroplane to get shot at by Zeus? Because you've offended him. No, well, he might shoot the next one down if he's truly offended. Yes, I think he might. Because what you've done, you've gone up to Zeus at a party, in effect. And you're hiding, you've got a bucket behind your back. And Zeus hasn't seen that bucket. And it's full of pinocline. And you've gone up to Zeus at a party and you said, you shot at our aeroplane. You fired a lightning bolt at our aeroplane, didn't you? And Zeus says, yes, I did. And then what you do is you bring that bucket around and tip it over his head. Big bucket of pinocline. Say, I'm cleansing you evil spirit. That's what you do. And that's likely to get a negative reaction from Zeus. So, on both sides of the equation, don't give the gods any attention. Don't offend them. by cleansing them, tipping a bucket of Pina Clean over their heads. And don't, I think, try and please them, because that never works either, for reasons described earlier. The only thing you can do with the gods, I think, is to ignore them. And I think Qantas is the proof. Never lost a passenger. I learnt that in Rain Man.